Hello, my stamping friends. This is Renee Novak at blessedbycards.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in the United States, and I'm coming to you from St. Louis, Missouri. Today, I am creating with you for this Make It Monday some bags and tags. So we're going to start with a template for our bag, and this is a sheet of 12 by 6. So you take your 12 by 12 piece of paper and cut it at half and 6, and you're going to get 2 of these bags. Now, the only thing that you have to be careful of is if you have a patterned paper, a pattern design that you want to go up and down, you want to make sure that that is in the landscape position. So you want to be able to cut that so that the design is going across the long ways. And then the only other thing you have to worry about is your first score at a 1 1/4 on the portrait side. You want to make sure that that is the bottom of your pattern. Okay, so basically you take your 6 by 12 and you're going to score at 4, 5 3/4, 9 3/4, and 11 1/2. And then you're going to rotate it, making sure if it's patterned, this is the bottom of your pattern, and you're going to score at 1 1/4 and 5. And this 1-inch piece is going to be your top, and it's going to fold down so that the two-sided designer series paper creates a cute looking bag. And so after you do that, what you're going to want to do is find the top of your bag, and then this 1/2 inch strip here, you want to just take a little snip to out of that, and then this one you're going to want to totally remove, and then you're just going to cut up on each one of your score lines and then miter the tag portion of it. And so you just want to cut up to the actual score line, and then I miter the tag part. I try to keep the bottom not mitered so that it goes together on the bottom of the bag. Okay, so that is our template. Let me share with you what I mean by this. If you want the stars to be your bag, then you don't have to worry about your landscape position. However, if you want the trees to be your bag, you want them to be going straight up. So you can see what I'm saying about making sure that your pattern paper is going long ways before you score. And then when you score at 4, 5 3/4, 9 3/4, and 11 1/2, then again, find the bottom of your bag, which my trees, I want them to be like this. And I would score 1 1/4 and then 5. And this little piece here is going to be important. This little snip out here is important for you to put your bag together and kind of tuck underneath here that little piece of that lip, and that's going to make your bag go together very nicely. You're not going to have any seams. So on this portion, after you get it all folded, and I would use a bone folder to fold these, you want to put glue on this side, and then you want to put glue here. But don't make sure you don't get them together, because you're going to first put this to your bag, and you're going to get that glued like that, and then you're going to tuck it under. So let me show you what I mean. I'm just going to grab my glue, and we're just going to put a little bit right along here, and then you're going to put a little bit right here, and trying not to put those together, you're going to bring this piece over, and it's going to glue down on here. And I like to use the liquid glue because it gives me a little wiggle room, especially when I'm trying to fold this piece up and under. And so that's what you're going to want to do. You want to tuck that up and under so that it seals nicely. And that's going to create that top of your bag, just like that. Then you can put just a smidge of glue right here to keep this little flap down, and that is the top of your bag. And you see how important it is to put that landscape pattern so that you can get your trees going the right way. And then on the bottom, usually what I do is I find my seam and I make this my back. And so if this is my back, then I'm going to fold these up. And then since this is the back, where'd my back go? Oh, see, it's nice. Here's the back. So since the back is here, I try to make sure that my last piece is going to be folded that way, just so all the seams are going the same way. And then there you have a cute little bag. And we can just, you can glue the flaps together here if you want. Put a little glue here and a little glue here. You don't have to, but you can. And then, of course, you want to make sure that you don't put glue the whole way. I just put it kind of half the way so that it doesn't get down inside of my bag. And then you just fold it over, kind of make sure it's straight. You can lay it down on your pattern, on your surface, and you can use your bone folder, or you can use the glue bottle to stick down in there and make it stick. So there you go. That is how simple that bag goes together. Let me share with you another one that I created, again with a pattern paper, and I folded down the dotted, so we have trees and different type of trees, and then that is the other side of this paper. And then what I did was I just took a piece of tissue paper and I stamped gold stars on that, and then you could just stick that right in there. And those gold stars work for this paper, and they also work for this paper. So that's just another way that you can kind of dress up your bag. Now, let's talk tags. So right now we have something called the pattern tag dies, and that is currently on the last chance product list, and you can get that for $27.90. So just hop on over to my blog at blessedbycards.com, and you will be able to get all the dies that cut out these beautiful tags. So you're going to have a variety here. Let's see if I can get them all. You have this star looking one, you have a plain one, then you have the striped one, and there is, did I bring it with me? There's another one, but I'm not sure I brought it up with me. It's a fancy, kind of a fern looking one. And so you can do 2-piece tags if you want. You can create that. I did, that's 3, so that is this fancy paper out of the design. I cut one of these out of black, and then you have a second tag underneath. Okay, and so for the bag that I created, or the tag that I created for to match my bag, I just used some designer series paper, and I used that this stripy one. And if you can see what I did here, see, I cut a piece of this out. So what that does is, if you are using a pattern paper, it will give you more of your paper to show, because this kind of covers up the whole paper. But if you remove that piece, and again, I can show you what I'm talking about. Let me put this on here. So this is the piece that I removed from the black, and that allowed the designer series paper to show through. So I just added a few little blings onto this one for my tag that I'm creating, and that is going to match my greeting. Oh, here's the other one. I'm sorry. Here's the other one. So you get that fancy, you can cut it out of glitter paper or just regular paper and add the bling. And you can just, oopsie, you can just do a simple striping one. And the bow comes with it as well, or you can create your own bow, but you can get that bow cut out in the pattern tag dies. And again, that is on the last chance. So if you don't want to purchase that, but you still want to make cute tags, you can do, this is the branching out dies, and this bundle, the branching out bundle, is also on the last chance. And these cute dies coordinate together, and you can create just a super simple tag. Or if you like a more traditional round tag, you can use the Spotlight on Nature's dies. And what I did was I got 2 of those white circles, and I just glued them together to make it a little thicker. I cut out some trees using the pine tree trimming set, and then just 'tis the season. And again, that makes a cute little tag for your gifts. Well, I have for my Make It Monday this week. Thanks so much for joining me. Be sure to check out my blog at blessedbycards.com. And until next time, be blessed.